lesson number 2, Between Decades. It's on page number 5 of your learner's book. So in this lesson, we are going to study about decade numbers and midpoints. Midpoints in the numbers. In numbers, we are going to find out what are the decade numbers and what are the midpoints. So let's start, boys. Here is 100 square. This is a table of 100 square. As we have discussed in the last class of math, that what is 100 square? It is a numbers that start from 1 to and ends on 100. You can see that here first row starts from 1 and finishes on 10, 11, and finishes on 20. This number starts from 21 and finishes on 30, 31, and finishes on 40. Starts from 41 and finishes on 50. So here you can see that you can put these numbers in blue boxes, and here you can use green boxes or any box color of boxes you like. So I told you about multiples of 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. These are the multiples of 10. So you can also call it decades. So the numbers which are finishing on 0 are called decade numbers. So when you see the 0 in the end, you can say that this is our first decade. From 1 to 10, it is our first decade. From 11 to 20, it is our second decade. So the multiples of 10 are called decade numbers. Let's talk about midpoints. Here we have number line from 0 to 10. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So here are these numbers. So these numbers started from 0 and finishes on 10. So this is our first decade number. So you have to find the midpoint of this decade. Okay, so let's start. So in this row, we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So what is the midpoint of this number? As you can see, boys, that 5 is our midpoint, because when you count from 0 to 4, it is 5 numbers. When you count from 6 to 10, it is 5 numbers. So 5 is our midpoint number. So as you can see, this is our midpoint, or you can say middle numbers. Here, what is the middle number from 1 to 10? 5. From 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 15 is going to be our middle number. So here you can see number 5 is our middle number. So you have to memorize about decade numbers. Decade numbers are the last numbers or the numbers which have 0. So decade numbers must have 0, 10, 20, 30. These are decade numbers. And what are the midpoints? The red boxes in this table are all midpoint. 5, 15, 25, 35, 45, 55. They are midpoint of each row. So you have to find a number that is exactly in the middle, the middle number. So let's do some exercise. Circle the midpoint. We have two numbers, 70 to 80. So what is going to be our midpoint? What is going to be our midpoint? Just a minute. So here, what is going to be our midpoint, boys? 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, and 80. So what is our middle point? What is our middle number? 75. Yes, 75 is our middle number. This is the midpoint of decade starting from 71 to 80. So this is our midpoint. What is 75? It is our midpoint. Every 10 years, it will be different midpoint. So this is our midpoint. And number 80 is so 80 is our decade number. Okay, moving on to the next question. Okay, here. Let's start with the exercise. Let's 0 to 10. What is the midpoint of 0 to 10? So the midpoint of 0 to 10 is going to be 5. 70 to 80, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75 is going to be our midpoint. Okay, 60 to 70, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65 is our middle number. 20 to 30, again, it is going to be 25. 40 to 50, 45. 10 to 20, 15 is our midpoint. So that's all, 80 and 90, 40 and 50. So this is your homework. You have to find the middle number of midpoint of all these numbers that are given in your book. Okay, so you have to find the midpoint of these numbers. Moving on to the next. Let's talk about multiples of 10. So who is going to tell me what are the multiples of 10? When we study, when we read table of 10, what comes? 10, 20, 30, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. These are the midpoint. These are the multiples of 10. What are these, boys? These are the multiples of 10. When we say a decade number, so let's see what is decade number. 10. From 1 to 10, 10 is the decade number. 20 is our decade number. From 20 to 30, 30 will be our decade number. Okay. Decade means it has 10 numbers and it ends with 0. Okay, there are some questions. Let's take them. Yes, Hisham and Abdullah, do you have any question?
No. No, sir.
Okay. Do you understand what I'm teaching?
Yes.
Okay, moving on to our here. This is your task. Okay, what is your task? This is your task that you are going to solve it now. Write the midpoint numbers for each multiples of 10. First of all, from 0 to 10, what will be the midpoint? You are going to write in the middle. From 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 30 to 40, 80 to 90, 90 to 100. So this is your class task. You are going to solve it now on your notebook. You are going to write 0 and 10, and in the middle, you are going to write the midpoint after counting the midpoint. Okay, boys? So what you are going to do, you are going to find the midpoint between 0 to 10.